What is up, YouTube? It has been a minute. I'm sorry, been kind of getting some things dialed in the office. Been a little bit busy with brand work, kids, school, work, you name it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big fan of LaCroix. I mean, my missus says it tastes like TV static. I personally think they're pretty good. I mean, any drink that does not get completely obliterated before I have a chance to drink it in my house is a win in my book.
We'll drink all the damn Gatorade! Damn it!
Was gonna touch base on something that I think is pretty important. It's actually something that I still, to this point, even doing this for the 3 years that I've been doing photography, videography, everything in between for content, for clients with photo shoots, is lighting. Obviously, you know, when I'm on a photo shoot and I'm out doing stuff, I have the ability to kind of manipulate a little bit with the sun, filters, stuff like that. But today I want to kind of touch base on something that's equally as important, and that's when you are in an enclosed environment, kind of like the Nest, you know, your at-home office environment, inside, maybe doing product photography. It could be a little bit overwhelming, and when it comes to lighting, you know, I want to talk today about small applications. Preferably stuff that I actually use on a daily basis is the Godox TL30, which has been awesome. Like a game-changing small light that I carry with me, not only in my office every day, not only that I use it in my office for accent lighting or to light a product if I'm in here shooting products, or for, you know, short form video stuff when I'm doing like edits for TikTok. When you're coming into this and you're looking for, you know, cheap alternatives, something like this can really be an avenue to where you're not going full in, and especially in this industry when you feel that you have to buy big old studio lights and soft boxes and grids and lanterns and different things like that. What size light, having to figure out how to power those lights, you know, stuff like this can be a game changer. So to be specific, what this is a Godox light tube. And what it is at its root is it is a portable battery powered light. It's, you know, this is giving you the ability to control everything from color to doing effects, different temperatures, different applications, every color on the spectrum. You can really dial this into kind of like your preferred niche. Myself, you'll see it a lot in like my short form videos. I'll throw an accent light on a shelf, or I will light up the background of a product, or, you know, use this for a little bit of dramatic lighting to light my face, almost like a secondary key light when I'm doing shots that actually include me doing something or anything like that. These are great. I do recommend these to a lot of people, especially when people ask me about, you know, bigger lights and studio lights. I do recommend small stuff because, to be honest, I mean, you can get a lot out of these things. Something like this in my backpack, fully charged, I can get, you know, upwards of an hour of light out of this, you know, and I've had these on my shelves for long periods of time at even half power, not as bright as I would in open air, and they've never really failed on me. You know, with something like this, you really can kind of just push creativity. If you're in an environment that's a little bit darker, having this in your camera bag can completely change something that you think might not work out as a shot because of the lack of light. Being that this is battery powered and you obviously charge it, just another really cool thing is the fact that this is cordless. Being able to sneak this into small spots for cinematic shots, or sneaking this out of frame of photos and being able to kind of hide it without bulky cords, without a bunch of stuff that goes with it, it really allows you to kind of break the mold and kind of get creative with something like this. Being able to use this however you can kind of think up is what makes this such a cool piece of tech. It's gotten me out of a lot of sticky situations. Any photographer can tell you that, you know, you set a time, we're all checking apps, we're checking what time the sun's setting, chasing that perfect light, you know, chasing golden hour. And I've had clients that show up 30 minutes late. I mean, you have one of two options. You can cancel the whole thing over chasing light, you can complain, you can risk losing a potential lifetime client.
I'm not leaving.
Or you can adapt with something like this.
I'm not leaving.
And you can kind of make the light you need. And on more than one occasion, I've had it happen. I've actually been able to use this to create the scenario and the light that I need for my photo shoot. And this has been like a real game changer that I can use right out of my backpack on the fly. Another really cool convenience with the charge is the fact that in a past video I've explained this. I try to always keep my cords and the cords that I pack for my gear, and being that this is a piece of gear that I normally always keep at least one of these in my camera bag, I like to know that I can charge this wherever I'm at with the same chargers that I bring, which the only two chargers that I ever have in my backpack are my Sony charger and obviously my iPhone charger. The beautiful thing is that not only does my iPhone charger charge my iPhone, which nowadays is basically a second camera, but it also charges this light tube, my drone, and a couple other things in my backpack as well. Another pretty cool feature with this is the fact that it does actually support Bluetooth. So you can actually pair this with the Godox app, giving you a complete open end to be able to control this for dramatic shots, all being done remotely. So you're not having to go over there and dial it in manually on the actual light itself. For the pros on the Godox light tube, definitely the fact that it weighs next to nothing, super versatile, super movable, easy to carry in the backpack. I mean, this thing takes up no more than one of the water bottle pouches on my backpack. Just the ability to grab this and kind of run and gun using this light when you need it is definitely a pro in my book. As for cons, I will say, you know, direct lighting out of this is a little harsh. Again, I think this is perfect for a creator trying to get going with, especially, you know, I'm a big fan of budget. This is $90 for one of these. I was lucky enough, I got two of them at the time on a Black Friday deal for, I think, 150 bucks. But, you know, for a single one of these at $90, you really can't beat that kind of price meets functionality and usability with this. If you're coming into this space and you're investing in a key light, something that you can do talking headshots to, or even light up unboxings, it's easy to feel that you gotta go out and buy, you know, a bigger studio light plus a softbox. You know, now you're starting to get into $160, $200, $300 range, depending on how much versatility you want with one of those. It's gonna be very limited with mobility. Like my big light sits in my office 99% of the time, and I use it when I can. I use it for talking headshots, but if I'm on the go and I'm on a budget, I mean, you could easily get by utilizing this as a key light. Con-wise though, is like I said, with direct application, it is a little harsh. I do know that when you buy this, you do get a small diffusion screen that goes over this. It's a small little cover that gives you almost a paneling of diffusion. I know I've seen other creators come up with kind of tricks and tips with this. You can kind of wrap this with diffusion cloth, different things you can do to kind of soften it a little bit. But again, you know, even with that, you're still getting something that's way cheaper than having to go all in on a studio light. Durability wise, I mean, if we're talking durability, I have put these things through the works. I mean, I've dropped them on rocks. I have dropped them in the office a million times, off of shelves, trying to position them right. I've tossed these across the room when I need to put them on a table, when I'm trying to mount stuff. These things can take a beating, you know, pretty hard plastic shell. You know, the ends are really nice. They're actually, another really good thing about these is the fact they actually do come magnetized. So you can stick these to, you know, like in my office, I have a Husky workbench. For storage purpose, I can stick them right to the side of it. Creates less of a footprint on my shelf space or my desk space. You know, when it comes to mounting it, if you are in a situation where you can put this on something metal, you know, you don't have to mount it. You don't have to try to tie it to anything. You can just magnet it to where you need it and get the shot you're looking for. If it doesn't work, you do actually have a screw-in spot for a mount, whether it's for your tripod, quick release, anything like that. You know, just having that ability to have a screw-in mountable spot on these, again, takes them to a whole different level of usability and situational use when you're out in the field shooting. To wrap it up, like I said, I mean, if you want a really good budget light, easy to carry, throw in the backpack, forget about it, use it when you need it, holds a really good charge, giving you the ability to kind of have light whenever you need it. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Godox TL30. I mean, it's a powerhouse for being such a small little light. And if you are looking into lighting, you know, I remember when I first got into this, lighting was like one of the last things I was thinking about originally, and then I realized really quickly its importance, especially being in the desk content, like desk setup content, product content. You know, I'd already known the importance of it out in the field doing photography, but you know, I thought, you know, slap a desk setup together, throw on the light, you know, and then you realize that's just not going to cut it, you know. So getting more and more into learning how to properly light situations, how to properly light studio style sets or desks that are basically studios, is something that I'm still to this day trying to master. And little things like this have helped me along my way, so I like to try to give that tip back to anyone trying to do this or trying to get into it. So again, Godox TL30, 90 bucks, can't go wrong. If you're looking for light, or if you're just looking for something cool, you can't really go wrong with this thing. So I'll go ahead and throw a link down below. I'm not partnered with them. Again, I just like Godox for the quality. I like their products. Feel free to hit it up, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.